shouldn't have cleared Brock the second time. Like I would love it if Mac is still playing out there this weekend, but that's just me. I think Brock
Oh,
is
that's a
still
good
hurt.
transition. That's enough, Brandon. See pretty much history. Let's talk Brock. He's gonna be playing. I'm here. I'm looking at the stadium. It's right over my shoulder. It's beautiful. It's on the lake. It's snowing. And it's gonna snow tomorrow. It's gonna be chaos. We know Brock Purdy's track record in snow and rain. He was freaking awful in Buffalo last year. And he lost in Cleveland a couple of years ago. Is it a mistake to play Brock Purdy in this game?
Yes.
But
Yes.
Brandon, Brandon, it is a yes, but you can't bring your starting quarterback back one game and then sit him the next game. You can't do that.
What makes you look bad? That's why they don't want to do it. It's
Exactly.
a pride
That's what they
thing.
can't do. But I'll agree with you. I think this is a dumb decision because you pay a quarterback $53 million. He should be able to play in any rain, snow, anything, but he sucks.
But he can also be healthy.
Exactly. But if it's the Buffalo,
he's not healthy.
If it's the Buffalo snow all over again, we're in for a very rough time because the amount of time, and listen, it happens with quarterbacks and even Lamar. Lamar has bigger hands than Purdy, and that ball slipped out of his hands, but Purdy has small hands in the snow. It's going to be a problem. It's going to be a problem.
Even like Brock, like I'm also going to stand up a little bit for Brock, and I know I've been critical of him here, but the hitches, the extra hitch. I mean, the third interception, Pearsall was open. If it's one less hitch, that's a 30-yard gain, right? You could say the same thing about the touchdown when he tried to extend the play and he was a little late. He can't push off that back foot. He can't push off that back foot, and he's not a big velocity thrower to begin with. He is an anticipation quarterback, right? So, like,
yeah, he can't just be an arm thrower. For him to have zip, he needs the full.
Grant, that's a recipe for disaster against an elite defense. Your line already has problems, and they've been playing well the last few weeks, but now they're going to be lined up against Myles Garrett. There's a good secondary on the road, 10 a.m. West Coast teams generally do terrible at 10 a.m. Pacific time games, especially in short rest. Like, to me, the only way the Niners win this game and the way they do is running the football at a high level, not letting Brock Purdy pass. But why not have Mac
James debut?
But why don't they have Mac Jones should play games like this where you desperately need it to control the time of clock and not turn the ball over? Because Brock Purdy, say what you want, whether he's hurt or not, he has turned the ball over. He has a 5% interception percentage this season, and he has turned the ball over.
He's not exactly risk averse.
Yeah. Am I the only one that thought Brock Purdy looked better? Like, okay, I know the interceptions weren't good, but Brock Purdy did look better. I thought listen, he was running
JC
more.
Horn got hurt. That's why he looked better in the second half. There were no corners out there for Carolina.
You can't throw the ball down the field, Maj. Like, there's nothing on those passes. When more than 10 yards down the field.
I thought his arm, Grant, looked a little bit stronger than it did against the Cardinals, even though they were intercepted.
When? At what point?
Always like the JC Horn interception, I was like, oh, the ball's got a little bit more zip than it usually has.
You like the zip on that throw?
Right, that was a dime to JC Horn. That was a dime to JC. Like, I got to give him credit. Brock Purdy.
Let me put it this way.
I've thrown it to the defense.
Can we compare the way the Niners have handled Brock to the way the Bengals have handled Joe Burrow?
No. Yes.
It's the same injury. And the Bengals are looked at as a joke of an organization, whereas like the Niners are looked at as an elite organization. And the Bengals didn't fuck around. They put Joe Burrow on IR and they brought him back when he felt 100% healthy. The Niners didn't put Brock on IR. They brought him back 2 weeks later. He got hurt again. Then they brought him back 7 weeks later, and they admit he's still not 100% healthy. You're messing around, not just with this season, but with the rest of his career. The whole thing should have been we're not playing him again until this is in the past because they're, one, jeopardizing the season, and two, creating a potential situation where this is a chronic injury that, he can't play with this. He sucks with this injury. And if he never fully recovers, then his career's over. So I don't understand. You gave him, again, the way you treat Brandon after giving him $30 million a year, the way you treat Brock after giving him $53 million a year. What are you doing? Protect this man if you really value him. Otherwise, are you just throwing money away? Because Leeds United needs a goalie. All right? If you don't care, spend it on soccer because it's not looking good over there. I'm just saying.
I just want Purdy to succeed, man. And it's not looking good, bro. It's not looking good.
Look.
He's probably going to win tomorrow, right? He could throw for 100 yards and 2 picks and win this game.
But Grant, it's always 2 picks. It's always 2 picks. Like,
Always the picks. That's the problem. Like Purdy, if he used his legs a little more and and just ran a little bit more.
like, me and
or if
Brandon
he-
did a live stream. Me and Brandon did a live stream after the game, and if you didn't know the score of the game, it kinda looked like we lost the way we were talking just because Purdy
Dude,
threw
it
3
did not
interceptions.
feel like a win as a fan of the team. That felt like a loss.
It
Personally.
did. It did.
Like, it should have
I
been
mean, the
40
defense
to
played well, but you
10.
went up against the Panthers, whose offense sucks. So, like,
Yeah.
is the Niners' defense improving, or is it
And
just
their
the
defense
Panthers? I mean, hard to say.
and the Panthers defense was so injured. JC Horn went out too, and he was our best defensive
Yeah,
player. He went out.
bro. And dude, by the way, the guy that picked Brock when he threw it to Pearsall, I know Kittle was open. I know he could have used his legs. That guy was on the practice squad at some point this season for the Panthers. Jackson, practice squad player, intercepting Brock Purdy. This is a guy making $50+ million a year. I don't care. And people are like, oh, why don't we give this guy who follows me on X, Mike Finn. He's so annoying in terms of he's always like a pro Brock Purdy guy. And he's always like, buddy, stats are for nerds. Like, no, you can use stats to evaluate quarterbacks and film. But the thing is, Lamar Jackson gets more leeway because he threw 40+ touchdowns and 4 interceptions last year. So I'm not going to hold
Also,
him to the
when he
same
doesn't play, they
standard.
lose.
But also, I'm not going to hold him to
When
the
he
same
doesn't
standard as
play,
Brock
the
Purdy,
Ravens lose. Yeah.
who's turned the ball over more the last few years.
I don't
Let
look
me
at
ask
stats. I look at the
Let me
way
ask
that
you
they
this.
play. Like,
I
stats
got
are
a question
dumb.
for both of you. If the Niners had done what the Bengals had done initially and
Yeah.
put Brock on IR and didn't play him against the Jaguars, I guess you don't know, but like, would he be 100% right now? He might
I
be.
don't.
And if he is,
Grant,
maybe the Niners would be contenders right now. But
Grant, I don't even think Joe
you're like
Burrow's
on a
100% healthy. I don't think
Is
Joe
he not?
Burrow's 100% healthy. No,
He
he
threw
had
48 times the other day. He
he
better be
did,
healthy.
but he had a steel plate in his toe, and that doesn't mean you're 100% healthy if you have a steel plate in your cleat.
Okay,
No?
here's the next
Interesting.
point.
Okay.
Joe Burrow is 6'4".
Maybe Brock should put the
He's a
steel plate
big
in his
dude.
cleat.
He's a big dude. Part of Brock's problem
Yep.
is not only
He's
is he
small.
injury prone, not only does he not have a good arm, and 6 feet is a great height for the average person, but for a quarterback, he is a small dude. He is a small quarterback. That's another problem. So if he's injury prone and small and doesn't have a good arm, why are we paying this guy $1 bazillion? At least Mac is 6'4", took a hit from Jared Verse and stayed on the field. Like Brock Purdy would have been out 7 weeks at least if he had played that game instead of Mac Jones.
Also, like Mac Jones
back
kind of
out there
reminds
next
me
week.
of you don't really follow the Giants from like 10 years ago. I'm sorry, I'm from the
no, I
Bay
know of
and
the
they were winning
Giants.
championships. But like Mac Jones is kind of like Matt Cain, 6'3", easy velocity, doesn't throw hard, but still hits 94. Like Purdy's more like Tim Lincecum, 5'10", comes into the league throwing hard because Lincecum was like could get every ounce of torque out of his body. He would jump off the freaking mound. Like his stride was way longer than his height. I mean, he was incredible what he could do. But after 3-4 years, his arm, he was throwing like 89. I mean, eventually he just couldn't do it anymore. He'd gotten everything out of his body that he could. I wonder if Purdy's like that because I feel like he found a way to add some extra zip his first couple of years. He was throwing harder when he first came into the league than he did at Iowa State. And now it's like where he can't put anything on a line anymore. Nothing.
Now, let me ask you this, Grant, because I was talking to my dad about this and I was saying, did he ever truly recover from that UCL injury?
See, that's a good question. And now
because
you add the tape on top.
But
it's just another thing that's sapping power from him.
Yeah. That's a serious injury, man. That's a serious injury.
But like that's why size matters in football. Like, why do you want a quarterback who's 6'4", 230? Because that guy's probably going to be your quarterback for 10 to 15 years if you want him. Like, why do people love Justin Herbert? Because he's probably going to be the Chargers quarterback in 10 years from now, and he's probably going to play 16 to 17 games a season. That's just how he's built. Is he like the greatest quarterback of all time? No, but he's dependable. Brock isn't.
No.
Yeah. I think that's a conversation that the front office should have had instead of appeasing their fans. Like, it shouldn't even have been about Brock's performance. If we're going off performance alone since he entered the league, he's been excellent, right? Except recently. But it should have been about injury history. He had missed so many games. What did they struggle with Garoppolo? I mean, Garoppolo missed a ton of games too, and they still paid him all that money. They paid him after he was hurt the entire year. for New England one time. Like he
Yeah.
was already dealing with injuries and they paid him a ton of money. So this organization, whether we want to believe it or not, has a history of paying injured quarterbacks a lot of money.
Yeah.
That's true.